Hey there, welcome back to a new travel vlog. We're gearing up for an exciting 2-day adventure right in the heart of Paris. The best part? Most of the must-see spots are super close to each other, so you won't need much transportation, just lots of walking. If you only got 2 days to experience all the magic of Paris, this itinerary is perfect for you. We kicked off the day early traveling to Paris by train, which is one of my favorite ways to travel. I spent the time mostly reading and enjoying the beautiful countryside views along the way. We arrived at Gare Saint-Lazare and stumbled upon this cookie shop that looked amazing, so of course we had to try their cookies. Next we headed to our hotel in Montmartre. We were a bit early for checking, so we just dropped off our luggage and decided to explore the area. Now, I come to Paris pretty often, but I usually have something to do or people to visit. This time, I really just wanted to soak in all the touristy things the city has to offer. So we walked over to Pigalle. It's one of Paris' liveliest areas with iconic spots like the Moulin Rouge. We stopped for lunch at a vintage-style brasserie called LOFI, which reminded me of some of the places I used to hang out when I was a student. I had a croque monsieur and it was delicious. Great value for the price too. Continuing our stroll through the 18th arrondissement, we made a pit stop at Café de Luz for a warm latte. It's a quaint little cafe that made me feel like I was in a movie set in Paris. As we made our way back to Montmartre, we stopped at Bachir, which is a Lebanese ice cream shop. I've never tried Lebanese ice cream before, but it was fantastic, super milky and creamy. And it was just 2 minutes outside of the Montmartre Basilica, so we enjoy our ice cream with a beautiful view. Montmartre is always buzzing with activity, no matter the time of day or year. But it's totally worth it. It's such a charming, artsy neighborhood where every corner feels like a scene from a movie, with its cobblestone streets, vibrant cafe, and of course the stunning Sacré-Cœur. It honestly feels like a little village in the heart of the city. Just have to be careful for some tourist trap. Finally, it was time to check in at our hotel located in the 18th arrondissement, but first we stopped for a refreshing drink at Café Francœur. The hotel was simple and the room was a bit small, but it had a nice little balcony with a pretty view of the street. They told us that we had a view of the Basilica, but honestly we could barely see it. I really loved the neighborhood we stayed in. It felt so low-key, like an actual neighborhood where people live, with plenty of restaurants and cafes we were excited to try. For the first time today, we took the metro at Gilles Chauffrin and headed to the 4th arrondissement. Our first stop was Notre-Dame de Paris. Sadly, it's still under construction, but it's set to reopen in December, so we just missed it by a few weeks. Notre-Dame is a breathtaking Gothic cathedral. It's famous for its towering spires, ornate gurgles, and massive stained glass windows. It's a true masterpiece of art and history. Just next to the cathedral is the peaceful, charming island in the heart of the city, with again cobblestone streets, quaint boutiques, and riverside views. A perfect escape. Then we wander into the Latin Quarter, which is one of Paris' most historic neighborhoods. It's known for its bohemian vibe, lively cafe, and narrow street. It's also home to the Sorbonne, which is probably the most popular university in Paris, and this area buzzes with creativity and intellectual energy. As we explored, we stumbled upon cozy bookshops, vibrant street art, and centuries-old buildings. We also grabbed a quick stop at Gilbert Joseph, which is an iconic bookstore in the Latin Quarter. They have a huge selection of books, both new and used, at great prices. Unfortunately, we didn't have much time to explore since it was close to closing. We kept wandering through the Latin Quarter, and even though it's full of tourists and there is some tourist trap there, I always enjoy the atmosphere. It's a mix of old and new, making it an unmissable stop when in Paris. We stopped at Dante where we enjoy a cold pint of beer and soaking the lively ambience. We ended the evening back in the 18th where we had a pizza at a local restaurant. The next morning we grabbed breakfast at a local café. I went with a classic French breakfast with bread, butter and jam. Unfortunately, they ran out of time, so Oni had to do instead. After a leisurely breakfast, we headed to the second arrondissement, specifically Montorgueil Street, which is Paris' oldest shopping street. I met up with my brother at Frog and Rosebit, which is Paris' first microbrewery, and they have been serving craft beer for nearly 30 years. We actually went there to watch the F1 Grand Prix. I really like this pub. It's got a cool vibe and it reminds me of a lot of places you'll find in London. After the race, we decided to take a walk along the Grand Boulevard, which is busy tree-lined streets filled with shops, theaters and cafes. We made a quick stop at Starbucks for a latte, not exactly local, but it was fast. Next, we arrived at the Seine. It was such a lovely sunny day, and walking along the river, soaking in the view of Paris' beautiful bridges, historic buildings, and of course the sparkling water really felt like a dream. We then arrived at the Louvre. Such an incredible place with its vast art collection and history. And the glass framing out front, it's stunning, especially when the sunlight is just right. We didn't visit the museum this time, but if you have the time, definitely go. I recommend booking an early spot in the morning, as the lines can get pretty long. Right next to the Louvre is Jardin des Tuileries, which is another one of my favorite spots in Paris. It's such a beautiful place to relax, people watch, or just enjoy a nice stroll. Unfortunately, a lot of it was soon closed off due to the Olympics, but we did catch a glimpse of the impressive balloon that held the flame. We continued walking along the Seine, and honestly, it felt like I was strolling through a postcard. After crossing the bridge, we passed a few more landmarks like the National Assembly. And then we saw the Grand Palais in the distance, where the fencing and taekwondo events were held during the Olympics. We then made our way into the 7th arrondissement. It's a luxury and calm area, but it's also home to some of Paris' most iconic landmarks, such as the Eiffel Tower and the Musée d'Orsay. The Eiffel Tower was initially criticized, but it's now one of the most recognizable landmarks in the world. You can't visit Paris without seeing it. If you go up, the views of the city are breathtaking, but even from the bottom, it's magnificent. By now, we were pretty tired after all the walking. We thought we could relax on the grass near the Eiffel Tower, but again, this was closed off from the Olympics. So we went to a cafe in the area and had a drink at the Dome, enjoying a beer with a view of the Eiffel Tower. Sure, it was overpriced, but you can't really put a price on that beer, right? To wrap up the day, we went back to the 18th for dinner at Olivier. We had a fantastic meal there. We shared tacos to start, had scallops for the main course, and to finish, we shared a dessert. Sadly, our time in Paris came to an end. We woke up early the next day and headed to Gare du Nord to catch our train back to London. So that's it, that was our 2-day adventure exploring Paris. I hope you enjoyed coming along, and I'll see you in my next video.